What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Saturday, July 11th. These picks apply for the DraftKings Showdown slate. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, real quick for those who don't know how these simulated slates work, everything works the same. You build a full lineup using the players available in the slate. The only difference is the fantasy points each player scores is a fantasy score from any game that player has played so far this year. Only players with at least 15 games played are in the player pool. Pretty simple. They just take a score at random from previous games that player has played, and that's it. So knowing how that works, we've added some tools to Draft Dashboard so you can see all the possible outcomes of scores from each player, and we show the percent chance that the player has to score in each point range. So pretty handy. You can hover over the Sim Scores button and see right here exactly what scores this player can get for this contest. It will be one of these at random. And then you can see what percent chance they have to score in these point ranges. Okay, remember, we have a daily cheat sheet for esports for League of Legends, and that's linked from the Sports tab right at the top of Draft Dashboard. And we now have a cheat sheet for Korean baseball, NASCAR, and the MMA, and you can find those cheat sheets linked from the Draft Dashboard news. Okay guys, let's take a look at this DraftKings showdown between the Toronto Raptors and the Houston Rockets. So I'm going to start off by giving you the top value play of the slate, and that's Marc Gasol, projected at 24.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's 13.5 times value. He's only 1,800 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 19% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 50% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 28% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 3% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So this guy's going to allow you to play James Harden as your captain. This guy's a lock. Get him in your lineup. So I like Marc Gasol here at 1,800 DraftKings salary. Okay, another value play for you is PJ Tucker, projected at 21.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 6 times value. He's 3,600 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 31% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 48% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 19% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 2% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So you just got to avoid that 31% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. Even if he gets you 15, that's not too bad considering his low salary. So I like PJ Tucker here at 3,600 DraftKings salary. Okay, now with those two value plays in your lineup, you're going to be able to play pretty much whoever you want here. You're going to be able to play James Harden in your captain spot, and then you're going to be able to fit in a combination of these studs. So I like Fred VanVleet, projected at 36.9 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.3 times value. He's 8,600 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. Just a 2% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 19% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 60% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 19% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So I like Fred VanVleet here at 8,600 DraftKings salary. Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. And it's almost time for live sports to come back. We have NBA starting July 30th, and MLB is going to start July 23rd. But we are posting a daily cheat sheet for esports for the League of Legends contests, and we have a cheat sheet for Korean baseball and the MMA. And I think these tools are going to give you a big advantage. There's no human element here. This is a stats game. This is a math problem. This is where our tools can really help you identify the numbers, the percent chance these players are going to score within these point ranges, so you know what you're getting into with each pick. Okay, the next stud that I like is Kyle Lowry, projected at 41.3 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.4 times value. He's 9,400 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 0% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 13% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 51% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. A 32% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. And a 4% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So I like Kyle Lowry here at 9,400 DraftKings salary. I also like Pascal Siakam, projected at 42.5 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.3 times value. He's 9,800 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 0% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 15% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 44% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. A 33% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. And a 7% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So I like Pascal Siakam here at 9,800 DraftKings salary. Okay, now moving up on to the super studs of the slate, I like Russell Westbrook, projected at 51 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.9 times value. He's 10,400 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 2% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 4% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 30% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. A 43% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. And a 22% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So I like Russell Westbrook here at 10,400 DraftKings salary. This is a stud that you gotta have in your lineup, Russell Westbrook. He's underpriced here at only 10,400. Compared to Kyle Lowry and Pascal Siakam, he's not much more expensive but has much better sim scores. So get Russ in your lineup. And the super stud of the slate, the captain of the slate, is James Harden, projected at 59.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.1 times value. He's 11,600 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 0% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 5% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 13% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. A 37% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. And a 45% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. That is the most 60 plus point upside on the slate. Get this guy in your lineup. He should probably be your captain with those value plays we gave you, Marc Gasol and PJ Tucker. You'll be able to fit him in your lineup. Then you'll be able to fit a couple of these other studs. And then you're going to have to end up playing one of these guys, like a Norman Powell or a Serge Ibaka or a Robert Covington. Those are all three filler players that you may need to complete your lineup. But these are my picks for tonight's DraftKings Showdown. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck. Okay guys, if you're getting any value from this video, please hit that red subscribe button. We put out new fantasy basketball videos every single day. So if you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell notification, you won't miss out on any of our new fantasy basketball and fantasy football videos. Tons of free stuff coming your way. It only takes a second, and it helps us push out more fantasy content for you guys to consume each and every day. It's because of you subscribers that make this possible. So thank you for supporting this channel. This is a quick reminder, you should be reading the comments of this video. We have some savvy basketball fans who watch these videos, and they often give great plays and call me out when my picks are wrong. Wisdom of the crowd is a great way to get a feel for what players the field likes in today's NBA slate. We also have a DFS tool that shows you what players our members like for today's slate, so you can come on in and check that out.